So beside me, guys, I got a 2026 Ford Mustang Dark Horse Premium here in Shadow Black. We're going to do a walk around and a review on it. Let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, so in front of me here, I've got the 2026 Ford Mustang Dark Horse Premium in Shadow Black. Now, the Dark Horse here, the name, has essentially taken over the previous generation Mach 1, which honestly, I really did like that trim option that they did. And this is what we've got here. So this is just the Dark Horse Premium, no handling pack on this one. You can get the handling pack if you want to spend a little bit more money and maybe you want to track the car. Now, let's take a look here at the front. You've got these LED daytime running lights with LED lights for your headlight. Now, as we carry into the center here, this is kind of more signature Dark Horse here. You got two intake vents there. You've got that Mustang logo there in the center. No fog lights here as we can see. Now, you do get this gray kind of part here on the front bumper here, which kind of gives it like a two-tone. Now, you also get, which I think is pretty cool, especially at night, is these two lights here on the side that kind of help light up the front grille here. But let me know what you guys think about the front. You also get a hood vent there at the front with three decals here, one there, one here in the middle, and then one over on the driver's side. I understand, guys, the car's wet, it rains. I mean, the weather's against me today. So that's really it, guys, here at the front. Let me know what you think. Let's take a look underneath the hood and go over the 5-liter V8. All right, guys, so underneath the hood here of this Mustang Dark Horse here, we've got the naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 with 500 horsepower and 418 pound-feet of torque. This one here, guys, made it to a 6-speed Tremec manual transmission, which is something I always would recommend in a Mustang, is getting a 6-speed. Yes, the 10-speed is faster. However, I just don't find it as fun, you know, shifting through the gears in a 10-speed compared to the manual transmission. That's my opinion. But I also like the fact that with this generation, they've put dual throttle bodies here too. I think it's actually nice to look at when you open up the hood. You've got your sharp brace there, and then you also have the Mustang Dark Horse name there. So let me know what you guys think. That's it underneath the hood here. Let's take a look around the Mustang Dark Horse and go over its options. All right, guys, so let's take a look around the Dark Horse here. We'll start with the tire and wheel setup. So we're sitting on Pirelli tires. 255/40 R19 is the tire size. Now, this does have Brembo brakes, which are standard, but this one has the optional red brake caliper with the white writing on it. You can see you've got this matte gunmetal gray wheel too, which I think also looks great. You've got a carpeted liner inside as well. Over here on the side of the fender, you've got the Dark Horse logo there. Now, you also get the grayed out mirror cap here. No 360 camera on the vehicle here, but you can also see the Mustang Dark Horse name here on that decal. Now, here's a side look of the Dark Horse, and I think it looks pretty good. I like the fact that the kind of back fender comes out too. You know, I think the overall look of the side view of the Dark Horse looks good. You also get more of some plastic down below there and more on the sides of the back, which we'll get into. Now, you do get keyless entry on the front two doors, but inside you're greeted with a Alcantara and, you know, vinyl, as they say, interior with some blue stitching around it. And then here's what that door panel looks like. So more Alcantara here. You got some kind of like texture here. Lock and unlock window control there with some blue stitching. Nice soft here where your arm would lay. Then you've got your speaker there. Mustang Dark Horse there on the door sill. And then this is what the seat looks like. So they do feel nice and they're nice and soft. You have an automatic seat just to go forward and back. Manual recline there, as we can see. And then over here on the dash, you've got more of that blue stitching. You've got the Dark Horse name there. And then more of that kind of like carbon fiber weave look there on the dash. But this is essentially what it looks like. No moonroof. Then you have the Mustang logo there as well. So let me know what you guys think about this interior. We'll shut the door here. And then here's a look at the back tire and wheel. So again, you've got that red brake caliper there with the white Brembo name, Pirelli tires. Now, the tire dimensions here, 275/40 R19. Now, the tire is bigger in the back. Now, obviously, they are staggered tires. So you got a meaty, you know, bigger tire in the back here. I kind of wish they gave you 305s, but you do have to go to, I believe, the handling package to get that bigger tire, which is always nice to look at when you're facing the back and see this meaty tire, to be honest. Then you can see you've got a amber light there as well. But that is essentially it for the side profile view, guys. Let's take a look at the back. All right, guys, so in the back here of the Mustang Dark Horse, you can see you only get the Mustang Dark Horse logo there in the center. You've got your LED taillights there, and then you've got your quad-tipped exhaust tips there, and then this is actually your reverse light. You can really tell, obviously, it's a Dark Horse. You know, you've got the logo there, but the exhaust tips, I believe in the Dark Horse, are definitely bigger, which I think it looks a lot better than just maybe a GT, but I'm sure you can just, you know, upgrade this in the aftermarket world if you want to. You also have parking sensors there on the bumper. Now, this here is your spoiler, which is actually encased in that matte gray color that is a common theme around this Dark Horse. Now, I'm going to zoom out here so you guys can see what is inside the trunk. So we'll open this up here, and this one does have the all-weather mats in here. You got your subwoofer there as well, and you know, it is a deep pocket. You can put the seats down too if you want to put like more things back here, and then you got some storage also on that side as well, so a nice deep pocket over there if needed. So that's really it here for the back, and then you have a camera there for your rear camera. But let me know what you guys think about the back here of the Dark Horse. I'll give you guys a startup clip since we are back here as well to let you guys know what it sounds like. So let me know what you guys think about that startup. That was in track mode with a couple revs there, and honestly the 5-liter always sounds amazing, especially, you know, this being stock with the stock exhaust on it. Now that's it for the back here, guys. Let's take a look at those seats on the driver's side. I just want to say thank you to Kitchener Ford here in Kitchener, Ontario. Go see my boy Connor. He'll hook you up with a great deal on one of these units. All right, guys, so hopping inside the Mustang Dark Horse here on the driver's side, we'll start with the door panel. All soft touch here with some Alcantara. You got some more blue stitching and more soft vinyl here, you know, kind of where your arm will lay. You do get memory seating, which is pretty cool on the driver's side. You got your mirror controls with your window controls as well, and a speaker down below. You've got the Mustang Dark Horse logo there on the door sill, and then this is what the seat looks like. So again, you got lumbar support here, and then you also have your automatic seat to go forward and back, but it is a manual recline. Now, for example, if you wanted to get into the back, which I honestly don't really recommend in these vehicles, the seats look comfy, but you know, like getting back there is a pain and you don't have a lot of room. So honestly, if you're small, yeah, you can get back there, but if you're big, you know, it's not worth it, to be honest. Now over here on the left side of the steering wheel, we have your trunk release, and then your light controls, and then your interior dimmer switch. Now this is a manual telescopic steering wheel with this lever right over here. So that's it before we hop in, guys. Let's take a look inside. So we are inside the Ford Mustang Dark Horse Premium here. We'll start with the steering wheel. It's a leather wrapped steering wheel. It is a flat bottom too, and it is heated. So that's one thing that I like about the interior of this is it's got some really nice creature comforts, and it does have that sportiness feel to it too. So the steering wheel does feel really nice. I like the way it's designed. You've got the Mustang logo here as well. Over here on the left side is going to be your cruise control, as well as your different drive modes. So right now, I believe we are in normal. So we're in normal. You've got sport. So I'll go through the different, you know, settings here, especially on the speedometer. It's going to change the layout. So there's the sport layout. And then if you go to track, it's going to be a different layout for that as well. There's the track layout. And then if you go into drag strip, I like the fact that it gives you like a cool animation too. It's just something, you know, little neat to have in the car. And then you can go into slippery, and then there's custom as well. So that's one cool thing that you could do, is just through these drive modes, you can change the display there, and then you also have a custom mode as well. So that's over here on the left side. Over here on the right side is going to basically control your front info here. So you can scroll through the different gauge settings if you want. You've got this button here, which is your steering. So you can change your steering to normal, comfort, and sport. Then you have your voice command, volume, and that is really it here on the steering wheel. On the left side behind it, you've got your toggles for your turn signals, and then on the right side, you have your toggles for your wipers. But overall, I like the layout here at the front. No heads-up display. You do get kind of like a vinyl here at the top. Then you have your B&O speaker there. You've got a speaker here on the A-pillar on the driver's side, and then one over there on the passenger side. You do have that lower glove box there as well. But one thing that I kind of wish that they did is, instead of giving you, you know, a full screen here, kind of put analog gauges. One thing that you can do is, if you push this Mustang button here, it's going to give you kind of like your My Mustang customization. You can actually change this, which I truly love. You can match it to the drive mode, or you can have it set to just whatever mode you want. You actually have different modes here. So you have a classic 67, 68 Mustang that you could put on here. You can do the Fox body era, which is really cool. But since I have an 03 Mach 1, I like this generation analog gauge that you can do digitally, of course. So that's really cool that you can actually change the cluster theme to whatever mode you want. So we'll leave it on that for a second. Now this display screen here, I gotta say, it works well. You've got heated seats here at the bottom on both sides. It does have dual zone climate as well. If we hit the home button up here, it is responsive. I gotta say, it works well. You've got different settings here for your maps, your audio, and then you can hook up your phone. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Autos. Over here, you got your settings, so you can, change your settings, of course. You can go back to the home page. You've got your different features here as well. You can put favorites. Your My Mustang will go back into this setting here, so you can go to your track apps too. So you got rev matching, launch control, and your drift brake. So this here will be your drift brake if needed. So you've got your track apps there. You've got auxiliary gauges here too. Your custom mode. So basically this will, be a setting where you can actually have different settings for your steering, exhaust, trash control. It just depends honestly on the person. So you can scroll through and change whatever you want. You can go to my color. So this is your ambient lighting in the vehicle. So I like the fact that they give you that as well. We can go back. And then, you've got your cluster theme down below. So we'll go back to the home page, and then you have your apps here too. So that's essentially what the screen looks like. You can have the maps on the kind of full screen part of the screen if you want. But overall, like I said, very easy to use. Down below here, you've got your vents. And then over here, you've got your push button start, your Mustang logo there. That is your My mode basically, or your My Mustang. Then you have traction control, hazards, favorites, and then your max defrost. So it does have that rear camera. So if I move forward a little bit here, guys, that's the brake. So you lift up here, and that is what the camera looks like. So once you turn the wheel, it'll turn, of course. You can zoom in and out too. So you can zoom in and out, and then you can actually turn the parking sensors off if you want to. We'll put that back in neutral there. They'll tell you here to press brake down and push this down as well, because this is your e-brake. It is actually electronic. So it's, this is actually taking it off, and then this is setting it up, and then it will go back into this position always. And then over here, you got USB-C with your 12 volts. And then over here, if I move a little bit, it is crammy in here. You got your cup holders, and then over here, you have your very small center console area with a 12 volt plug. Now that is really it for the center console. Up here, you got your mirror. You got two lights up here with your sunglass holder, and again, no sunroof, and then you have your visors as well. So guys, that's really it inside the Mustang Dark Horse here. Let me know what you guys think. I think the biggest thing for me is the screens. Do I like it? I'm not 100% sure yet. I like the things that it can do. I just like the fact that having analog gauges in, a sports car, make it kind of that classic muscle car feel. I mean, that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. What would you rather have? I think the screens work well, but I'd still like having analog gauges, especially for your RPM and your speedo. That's just me. But I'm sure you guys are wondering about the price. So let's go outside, give you guys the price, and talk about my final thoughts. All right, guys, so let's talk price. 2026 Ford Mustang Dark Horse Premium here in Shadow Black. We're sitting at $88,010 Canadian. Let me know what you guys think about the Mustang Dark Horse in the comments. Would you go with the Dark Horse? This one doesn't have the handling pack, or would you go with a previous Gen Mach 1 potentially? I think both serve their purpose. It's a tough choice. I may go with an older, the old Gen Mach 1, just because honestly, I think, in my opinion, I think it looks better. And it does have the same characteristics when it comes to performance. But I still think the Dark Horse is a very great option for people if they want something new. Let me know what you guys think about it. That'll conclude this review, and we'll see you in the next one.